My name is Courtney Patterson, and education matters to me because in a world where people like me weren't meant to be in power, education is the one thing that no one can take away from you. Growing up, I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and what that means is simple things. I have access to things my parents didn't. I will have access to things my parents don't. And thinking about my children, what my experiences with education will give them access to. I think that growing up, you see people around you who value education but don't have the opportunities. So I want to make sure that I take stake in my claim and making sure I take all those opportunities to get the education I deserve and I want and I need. If you think about education as simply what you can learn in a book or learn from being, taking an exam about a test or whatever else, that's not necessarily the case. What happens inside the classroom is important, but what happens outside is equally as important. You must join those two worlds together. When I got to college, it opened up a new cultural world for me. Not that my family were not smart people, not that my family were not educated in some sense, right? But what happens, I got a chance to merge those things together. So I got to my University of Pennsylvania and I got a chance to meet people who had never been around people like me, people who had never had to deal with people like me, and vice versa. And I was able to kind of negotiate and navigate what that meant for me to be a global world citizen just in that one place. I was able to study abroad at University of Ghana, Legon, and meeting there, you know how American you are, but there's still a thread of why education is important. So merging that, and then being able to go into the working world where you become, you're always an eternal student, you're always learning things, but to be the person that's actually instilling knowledge in other people, formally as a teacher, that's another education all in itself. So I think that if you think about education as an experience, you cannot live and be who you are without having the experience that you need. So for me, being in these places, having this education in the classroom, outside the classroom, and then merging those things together, helped me get to where I want to be. And I'm far from where I want to be, but I'm getting there. My advice to anyone, to you, to people who are just thinking about what education actually means to them, is just take it. It's yours for the taking. Don't let anyone set limitations on you. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't have or you don't deserve or maybe you shouldn't, or no. It's the one thing people can't take from you, and once you have it, it's yours. So fight for it. It's a civil rights issue. It's a social justice issue. You are obligated to have an education, so take it. It's yours.